Okay, let's look at some regional foods. So we're looking at the Southwest. For our Mexican populations, Mexican foods, typical food, it's going to be beans. Typical fat that's used is lard. Lard's pretty consistent along all of the Southwest. Now, Puerto Rican cultures, typical foods, beans and rice. And cut and paste issue here, this should be Native American. Native American again, typical food, beans and rice. In the southern U.S., we have African American, typical food, we have corn and pork are two common ones. And then typical fat, it's going to be lard also. Typical food for French Cajun, we have pralines or pralines, and then we have crawfish. It's one of my favorites is crawfish etouffee. And then typical fat is poultry fat. Up here to the left, Asian regions, we have Chinese typical food is stir-fry veggies. And then typical food and typical fat is peanut oil. Typical food for Japanese cultures is steamed veggies. Typical fat is soybean oil. In the Mediterranean region, we have Italian and Greek. Typical food for Italian food is pasta and cheese. Typical fat, of course, is going to be olive oil, which we're going to see with our Greek also. It's going to be olive oil. Typical foods for Greek, we have lamb and cheese. And then down here underneath, religious laws. A few things to go along with them. We have Muslim and Jewish religious laws. We have meats to be avoided, birds of prey, rabbit, and pork. And then not eaten at the same meal, it's going to be meat and milk. In the Muslim religion, alcohol is strictly avoided. Meats also avoided, including birds of prey and pork.